Hi, I'm Jean Nolte, editor at Fons & Porter.
And I'm Colleen Tauke, the sewing specialist from Fons & Porter. In today's tutorial, we are going to show you how to create the Sonoma quilt.
For the pattern for this quilt, go to shopfonsandporter.com/quiltingquickly. This quilt is another quick, easy quilt to make. It is made from 2 packs of batik 10-inch squares, a pack of darks and a pack of lights. So this is pretty easy. And it has one simple block, even though it has a curved seam, it's not that hard. So we're going to show you how to make that first. I'm going to just set these aside. I'm going to deal with just one. You might be able to do these in layers, but I think them. And we have a template set, which we call our Jumbo Curved Seam Template Set, and it has 2 quarter circle pieces. The red one is called the Takeaway Template. The gray one is called the Fill-In Template. So to make the background, we're going to use the Takeaway Template because we're going to just take away a little piece of this fabric, and when we remove that, we'll have the background piece.
Always remember, be safe, wear a glove. On these we're using a smaller rotary cutter because the surface of the blade can snug up closer to the template and create a more accurate
Here, I'm going to set that right there. That's what we need. This piece isn't going to be used in this quilt. We're just going to put it over here. And now I need my fill-in template and a dark fabric. So we're going to line the corners up right here and the edges.
With the pre-cuts, this makes it really quick because you slide the template right into the corner and away you go.
Okay, again, we're going to take this piece, put it up here.
He fills in that section.
That's going to go in there. This piece we're going to put aside for another project.
Now, this is a curved seam. A lot of people get a little tense when they see a curved seam. But because this is a large open curve, it's going to be a little easier than you expect. What we need to do is find the center. We just make a little crease. Do the same thing with the outside piece. Make a small crease. And then we're going to nest them together. I always think about this piece being the smile, and you want to see it smile back at you. So we're going to put the smile on top. Here we go.
You know, that seems backwards to most people. When I tell them you sew with that piece on the top, they always say, really?
But it sticks out the ends.
And I said, yep, that's absolutely correct. If you do that, you pin it in the center and at the ends.
When I made those 2 little creases, they nest together like a little tent, so I know that I've got the centers matched up. Take
one
a little
pin there.
Little tiny bite there, right in the seam allowance. Now we're going to make that smile kind of curve around. We're only going to use 2 more pins. We're going to put 1 on each end. We want that straight edge lined up, and you can take a little bigger bite.
I was going to say, I always take a bigger bite with the
Hold
pin
it
at
nice
the ends.
there.
So it
Then
holds
the
it
other,
a little
more stable.
Yeah.
Match here. Take a bite down into the fabric.
Okay.
And then we're going to be ready to sew.
Ready to sew.
It looks a little lumpy right now.
It looks like it's tricky, but it really, once you get going, if you go a little bit slower.
Right. And remember to breathe.
Yeah.
Most people, when they start to do these curves, they tend to hold the breath. We need oxygen. So we're going to start right on the edge, 1/4 inch seam. So we're going to set the needle in there. You can take out the pin once you start to stitch.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to sew over the pins.
Nope. And we're just gently nudging. And since the dark's on the bottom, you can see it as it kind of peeks out of there.
Just a teeny weeny bit.
So you can see it, and when we're just going to sew this curve.
So you just sew 1 inch or so, and then stop and sort of rearrange your fabric a little bit, and then start sewing again. And it's amazing, by the time you get to the center, that has all just sort of spread out, and it's lying flat.
Now, the first block you do, I've always told when I've taught, that's your kindergarten block. You graduate quite quickly.
You know, it's always good to make a test block or plan to have just a little extra fabric in case your first one isn't quite perfect and you don't want to use it in your quilt.
Just work your way along.
Use that as your learning experience and then go ahead and make these. And this is the only kind of block you need to make for this quilt, and you'll need to make 24 of them.
So by the time you get to the end, you will be in graduate studies.
You'll be going a lot faster. You bet.
Okay. Make sure to trim, keep things neat and tidy as we sew.
Now we need to
you
press
can see
that.
1/4 inch. It's going to want to go in one direction.
It's going to
So
just
take it
tell
out.
you when you,
You lay that out, the seam allowance wants to flay out. So perfect like that. Take it to the iron.
I'm just going to put it out like this. Give it a quick little press.
So yeah, she's just nudging it slowly out,
Nudging it
not
kinda right
stretching.
out to the outside there.
Exactly.
Let the weight of the iron do some of the work.
Well,
We
that's
do
why
have a
an
little
iron is
steam
heavier.
going on here.
Yep, there.
There
Nice,
you go.
gentle, smooth curve.
Hopefully. That just lies very flat there. So once you've made 24 of those, you just lay them out. You'll notice that the quilt also has some plain light squares and plain dark squares.
Not everything's pieced, so think about it. You're only piecing half of the blocks.
Really, this is a quilt that you could assemble pretty quickly.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us today.
To see more of our videos, go to video.fonsandporter.com.